going to invite in some old great friends, Ron and Ann from Heart to Heart Ministries. Come on in, guys.
Okay, you put too much emphasis on old.
I know.
You're emphasizing me.
I have to try to see. I have to feel young.
All of my white hair. I think the two ladies are the only ones without any white hair.
Oh, it's all
You're
hidden.
So young,
it's
but
all
I appreciate
hidden.
your white hair, Todd.
You know, everyone who sees me who hasn't seen me in a while says the same thing.
Yeah.
And unabashedly, because I have been known to be fairly unabashed, they say, "You got old." And I say, well, thank you very much, I guess. Yeah.
Well, we brought you guys in because we wanted to talk
Yes.
about marriage. And, you know, we
love that.
we hear about the divorce rate, and sometimes it can be a little scary. But, you know, we wonder, how do you move a relationship from, you know, at the beginning, we're all married, right? How do you move it from being, you know, you're in love and you have the honeymoon stage, and then sometimes, you know, kids get in the mix, and then all of a sudden you're looking at the person across the table and you're like, you're really my roommate. Like, how do you
That can happen.
avoid that from happening?
You know what? It's there's a different mentality between a sprint and a marathon mentality. When you think of a runner, you know, things start out great. There's that high, the euphoria. They put all the energy into it. You can't keep that up for too long. You're gonna crash.
But in the Hollywood movies, they do, Ron.
Hey.
It's only 2 hours. Your Hollywood movie is 2 hours.
Ever
It lasts
after.
2 hours. You're right, Todd.
And half of the movie is The Dark Night of the Soul. Right? So there's really only about 30 minutes of happiness, followed by an hour and a half of bleakness.
So how do you keep going? How do you? But with the marathon mentality, you keep putting energy into the things that keep you going in the right direction. And good, healthy marriage isn't about what you can make happen; it's what you can keep happening.
That's right.
And putting that effort and energy into it.
What are some of those things?
Okay, well, first of all, how long have you guys been married? You've been married how long?
12 years.
12 years?
20 years.
20 years? Okay, we've been married 32 years. And the thing is, you need to realize that every marriage goes through seasons.
Yep.
Okay, so when you're first married, no kids, you're just, I mean, it's like Ron said, it's the sprint. Everything's roses and it's wonderful. Then you have small children and you're not sleeping and you're grumpy.
Sleep, what's that?
And then, exactly. And then you have teenagers. Todd, you probably know all about
16,
that.
14, 12, and 10.
Exactly. And then you get into the empty nester syndrome, which we are quickly approaching.
Come on.
And so, you know, it's a seasonal thing, and your seasons of marriage often reflect in your feelings. And a lot of people base their marriages on how they're feeling. And you can't do that. You can't base your marriage on how you're feeling.
Because that goes up and down every single day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, the Bible talks a lot about marriage and how it relates to even Christ and the church. And I love when Jesus is talking through the Apostle John in Revelation to the church at Ephesus. What he says to them is, you know what, you've left your first love. What you need to do is kind of go back and do the first thing. What were the things you did at the beginning of that relationship with God?
That's what we want you to do with your marriage.
It's about priorities.
So what sort of things? What sort of things?
Well, okay, fun things. First of all, the little things. You can start saying thank you again. You know, sometimes we take each other for granted.
Yeah.
We forget to say thank you. Start flirting again. I'm sure when you were dating, flirting with your spouse was a big thing. But when you've been married for 12 years, 20 years, 32 years, flirting kind
I
of...
want to see Ron and Ed flirting. I would love to see that.
We do it quite often, actually.
That's a
Live
great
on TV, there you
tip.
go. Ron
That's a
is
great
loving this
tip.
idea.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly,
okay, let's
exactly.
do that.
Yeah.
And even reenacting some of the things you did at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, what were some of the places you used to go?
Where
That's
did
a
you
great
have your
idea.
first kiss? Go visit that place. Reenact when you had your first kiss. Go to your first date, your favorite places that you used to go to on dates.
And I would say, to guys, be the hero in this. Be the one to take that step, to go out, because she needs a question answered every day, and that is, would you marry me all over again? And what even little steps could you take to show her every day that the answer to that question is yes?
And quite often, when you do have conversations with your spouse, it's about what? The kids, or it's about work, or
all
it's about
business.
bills, or exactly. But maybe take some time out, go out on a date, and have meaningful conversations about, ask your spouse, say, what can we do this year to make this year the best year of our lives? One thing can we do? Or ask your spouse, you know, what is your dream for yourself? And how can I help you achieve that?
That's good.
As a family, how can we move in that direction?
Yeah.
And so just ask long-term questions, not short-term questions like, what are you doing Tuesday? But, you know, long-term questions. And that really kind of gets you into the framework of, okay, this isn't just a roommate. This is my spouse.
For someone who says, I'm just too tired, I can't do all this. This all sounds like work, and I don't want to.
Yeah, it's baby steps.
Okay, there you
Take
go.
the
But
little steps. Do
you
the
know
little
what?
things.
You know, the Bible talks about a man shall leave his father, mother, and cleave or be joined to his wife. And that word cleave, translated cleave in the original language, talks about a passionate pursuit. It's not just, okay, we're together and let's just be roommates and hang out and do life, but it's like a passionate pursuit. It's
Don't
putting
you like the
energy,
sound
that
of
means
that?
energy into it.
I like that.
And doing things that you wouldn't expect from a roommate to do if you're just a roommate. Those kind of things that just show that
Surprise
love.
your spouse. Do things that they wouldn't expect you to do, or wouldn't expect a roommate to do. You know.
That's good.
Now, sometimes you do need some help. You need either counseling or in Heart to Heart Marriage and Family Ministries, we offer coaching.
Yes, we do.
Marriage coaching, and or just seminars. We do seminars in churches and so on. Will come out.
Someone watching who wants a first step, something they would hear in one of these seminars, in one of these coaching sessions. Is there a first step that you've used on several occasions that you've seen good results from?
It's like we said, it's the little things. Start out by doing things. Think back to when you were first married. What did you love about your wife? What was about her that just you couldn't stop thinking about? Start focusing on that again. Maybe she doesn't do those things anymore, but start focusing on that again. Start saying thank you. Start telling her. Compliment her. Compliment her in front of the children. Compliment her in front of your family. That's a biggie. If she feels like she is valued in your eyes above your friends, above the kids, above your family, then that'll start to elevate her to a place of importance in your life, and she'll start to respond that way.
That's great. Well, you guys have a conference coming up.
Actually,
We have, well, the next event
do
is actually a
conferences?
date night. It's a fun thing. It's a thing that would kind of help to get sparks going again.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's called Heart to Heart Date Night, Love and Laughter. In fact, I think we've got a little video about that. Watch
All
that.
right.
Join Ron and Ann Maines to cap off your Valentine's week with love and laughter. A special date night featuring comedian Leland Clausen and recording artist Dan McCauley. It'll be a fun evening, including gourmet desserts and a silent auction in support of Heart to Heart Marriage and Family Ministries. On Saturday, February 18th, at the Crossroads Center in Burlington. For tickets, visit h2hliving.ca or call 905-592-1605.
That looks great. And in every relationship, there needs to be a little bit of laughter, right? It's going to be a great
And
night.
Leland Clausen brings that in spades. So it's great to have him on board, and there's some great music.
Night with your sweetheart, with your Valentine. It caps off Valentine's week, so have a date on a Saturday night of Valentine's week here at the Crossroads Center. And for more information,
Yeah, well, if you missed it, here is that again. You can just go to our website is the easiest. I know it's in small printing there, but H2, the number 2, H Living, that's for Heart to Heart Living, h2hliving.ca. And you can just buy tickets right online there or call 905-592-1605. It's going to be a great time.
so there's no meal, but it's all gourmet desserts. So, you know, I mean,
desserts.
desserts can be a meal too.
You can do a cheat day. You probably have New Year's resolutions hanging out there. You don't want to eat right, but
This is
you can have
cheat night.
Valentine's week.
It's
You could do
gonna
a
be
cheat
really
night.
Once in a while. You
It's
heard it
always
here
great to
first.
hear from you guys and your perspective on this. This is great.
Thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
for
Our
having us.
pleasure. Yeah.